Welcome back, Devils fans, and the boys went into Toronto and secured a big 6-3 victory over the Toronto Maple Leafs tonight. And folks, what we saw tonight was another glaring example of what we missed all season, and that is solid goaltending play. Hats off, jakeallen. Jakeallen stole us this game tonight with one of the goalies we had playing earlier in the season. Tonight we probably lose a horrible one, maybe 5-3 or something like that, maybe even 6-3. Jakeallen stood on his face tonight to secure this Devils win in a game that we, quite frankly, had no business winning, in my opinion. I mean, we played well in stretches, but overall, I mean, we gave up 25 shots in the first period. I thought it was going to be like a 60-something save night for Allen. In a win or a loss, it was going to have to be a 60-some-odd save night. But credit to Jakeallen. The Devils are under assault in that first period. Jakeallen kept us in there, and he won us the game. And that is the difference between solid goaltending and subpar goaltending. Difference between wins and losses. We saw tonight Jakeallen with a stellar game. And, you know, the Devils still remain 5 points out of the second wild card spot behind the Capitals, who have a game in hand on us. So it's not looking great. And we've played the same amount of games as the Flyers, trailing them by 6 points with a game against them with a chance to make up ground there. But all we could do is just continue to go out there, hopefully win these games, stack these points, and hope people lose. Win out, baby. Win out. All right, so we'll get to the scoring in true Devils fashion. Give up the first goal. It's an obvious theme of the season. Bertuzzi on a nice breakaway gives the Leafs the 1-0 lead at 1:04. And a few minutes later at 4:25, Hughes comes flying into the offensive zone and waits for the perfect moment, uses the defender as a little bit of a screen, and rips one into the back of the net, tying the game at 1 at the 4:25 marker. And then at 17:56, on a beautiful 2-on-1, Jesper Bratt throws it across.
He's pretty and he lives in Jersey City. Number 13, Nico
Hischier. Nico Hischier on a beautiful pass from Bratt, giving the Devils the 2-1 lead at 17:56. And that is how the first period ended. Devils up 2-1. And at this point, I'm like, oh my God, how are we even winning this game? We were completely dominated in the first period. Jakeallen stood on his face, and we left the period with the lead. I was ecstatic, but also worried. I was like, this is crazy. We don't deserve a lead right now, and we were just assaulted. Someone get Jakeallen some extra Gatorade on the evening because he has his work cut out for him tonight. Go to the second period, leading 2-1, and at 3:14, William Nylander showed you why he just got that big deal for about $11 million or so a year for 8 years. It's a $90 million contract, something like that. And that's why he gets paid the big bucks. Comes flying in down the wing. Great individual play by Nylander. Rips it past Allen. Leafs have tied it up at 2. And not much later, at 4:51, Austin Matthews gets on the board. He gets a nice feed in the offensive zone. He kind of has Shimo Nemitz kind of on him in pursuit. And he just gets it in. He just gets it past Allen. Now the Devils are down 3-2. Trailing 3-2. At this point, I'm like, it's all over. I thought we were going to lose, 6-2, 6-3 at that point. I really did. I was like, all right, that's it. We had the lead. We blew it. But that was not to be. And then at 5:35, on a beautiful feed from Jesper Bratt, Timo Meier gets on the board again, leading the NHL in goals with 13 in the month of March. It's complete. It's March Madness, the March of Meier, Meier's March. We love Timo here. You already all know the deal. Timo is 24th at 5:35, ties the game up at 3. And at 13:05, off a little bit of a broken play, a little scramble in front, Max Willman picks up the loose change and deposits it into the back of the net, giving the Devils the 4-3 lead, which is how the second period would end. And at this point, I'm like, wow. I don't know how we're going to hang on. The third period is going to be an assault, and the boys need to hang tough to keep us in here because I think we're going to be under attack in this third period. Third period starts, and at 16:47, Curtis Lazar picks off a nice pass from Toronto, sends Jack in on the breakaway all alone. He shoots, he scores. Jack Hughes with the finish, his 25th at 16:47. And the game remained 5-3 Devils until, with the empty net, off another beautiful play by Curtis Lazar behind the net, holding onto the puck, gets it to Jack. Jack quickly flies to the front of the net, puts it in for his 26th at 18:51. Devils with the 6-3 lead, and that is how the game would end. What a night in Toronto. And it's just another one of those things where I'm just like, wow, I wish we had Tyler Toffoli still. I wish we were Bars at the deadline. I mean, this team, it's a shame. I had texted one of my friends in the third period, and I said, if the season was 92 games instead of 82, this whole year goes differently, and I really believe that. It's just, we got it together too long, too little, too late, and it's mainly because of Allen, honestly. He won that game tonight. He's played solid even in some of the losses, and Jake Allen is a difference maker on this team. When the goaltending bar was so low, for him to come in and play the way that he has, it makes the team, entirely different. And it just sucks we couldn't get him sooner because, it would have been the difference on the season. But it is what it is. Hopefully we just keep winning games. We'll look at the game stats, and this is very telling, some of these. Shots on goal, the Devils with 25 and the Leafs with 45. The Leafs had 25 shots in the first period alone. We had 25 in the game. Awful, awful. Face-offs very close. 48.9% for the Devils, 51.1% for the Leafs. Devils 0 for 2 on the power play. Leafs also 0 for 2. Hits. And this is where I talk. This is a very high number for the Devils, so it does get me excited. But when you see how we were out hits, still, Devils with 29 hits and the Maple Leafs with 47. And that was something you kind of noticed throughout the game as well. I mean, we have certain guys that just don't check at all, so I guess that's going to, every team has those guys. But, they finish their 4 checks, they get in there, and 47 hits, that's if the Devils had 47 hits in a game, I would probably faint. 29 is pretty high for us, my God. But, that's a department I'd like to see us obviously continue to work on. And here's a nice one for the Devils. 15 block shots for the Devils and 7 for the Leafs. And I've talked about this time and time again, in my opinion, 2 of the stats that you really look at to see the willingness of a team to win and how hungry they are is hits and block shots. They're 2 stats that don't get all the praise, but they're 2 stats that matter a lot. Hits and block shots. And we got out hit tonight, but block shots, 15 for the Devils is pretty good. 7 for the Leafs, so you like to see that trending upward. It seems like it has been in recent times. Devils with 16 giveaways, Leafs with 19 giveaways. Devils with 2 takeaways, and the Leafs with 5 takeaways. And my main takeaway from tonight was the Leafs are just a run and gun team like us. I mean, that's the reality. And so when we get these kind of matchups, you want to play run and gun. Sometimes our guns are going to win, and tonight our guns did. Nico, Jack, Jesper Bratt. It's when you want to go guns out. Sometimes we're going to catch you because that's what our team is designed for. But I do think, unfortunately for Leafs fans, I don't think they're going to go far in the playoffs. I just don't see it. They have great offensive players, but in the end, you need more than that to win the cup, and I just don't see it in them, honestly. I just don't see it. And we go to the 3 stars of the game. The third star from the Devils with 42 saves, number 34, Jake the Snake Allen. Also, check out the Jake Allen debuted. His real full-time Devils mask has arrived, and here it is, and it is an absolute beauty. A huge improvement over the previous mask he had, and wow, this is a very simplistic and beautiful mask. I'm not sure what it is. It's just doing it for me. I'm a huge fan of the goalie gear. I have been my whole life, and even though this mask is very simple, I think it is an absolute work of art. So shout out to Jake Allen's new mask there. Third star of the game. The second star from the Devils with 3 assists. Number 63, Jesper Bratt. And the first star from the Devils with a goal and 2 assists.
He's pretty and he lives in Jersey City. Number 13, Nico Hischier.
Nico Hischier. Nico Hischier, the first star of the game with a goal and 2 assists for the 3-point night. And yeah, it's just, nights like this is just why couldn't we have this fun all year? Why couldn't we have this fun all year? You guys all know what I would point to as the main reason we couldn't. And it's because we didn't have a goalie. And Jake the Snake Allen is here now. And he gives us a chance to win on every night, even when we get, outplayed. And tonight we really did get outplayed, but we found a way to win, and it's because Jake stood on his face. Disappointing. Hopefully they could keep it rolling. We're running out of room here. There's not much more games left to play. And it's just one of those cases of too little, too late, most likely. But hopefully we could just keep winning and get some luck on our side with other teams in front of us losing. But Jake the Snake, the story of tonight for me, Timo Meier continues his complete tear. Just an absolute month of just complete domination. I'm going to have to do a separate video on Timo. You guys know I like to do Timo videos. My man's going to get a video dedicated solely to him in the not too distant future, so look out for that. There's going to be an interesting Timo video coming. But anything else interesting? I don't know. Yeah, I don't know. Just one of those nights where I wish we could have experienced this more often this season. It was not meant to be, and so now we look to the future. Hopefully jakeallen can continue this level of play as our backup next year, and we get a real number one brought in, and then I think we'd be setting goal. We'd be setting goal for sure, and Fitz got to round out a couple other pieces on the roster, namely a couple defensemen and some gritty forwards, and this team could be lethal. The base is there. We just gotta fine-tune that thing. But all in all, great night to be a Devils fan. And let me know what you thought about the game in the comments. Let me know what you think about the March of Timo Meier. What did you think about that Jack Sweet breakaway? What do you think of Jake Allen's helmet? Do you guys like it? Do you like the mask? I love the mask. Love it. A lot of people like the fancier stuff with the dragons and fire-breathing shit. I like all that stuff too, but sometimes plain is nice, and this is doing it for me. So talk to you all soon. Let me know anything Devils. Throw it out there. Like, comment, subscribe, and all that jazz. Until next time, friends, let's go Devils.